Good afternoon, Cape Fled Stories. Hope you guys are good. Hoop het gaan goed samen met jullie. Just 1 second for me. Let me just put it in my mic quickly. I'll be with you guys now. Good afternoon, Cape Fled Stories. Hope you guys are good. Hoop het gaan goed samen met jullie. I'm a bit in the studio today. You guys are welcome to join me in the studio on either via the app. You can download the app from Play Store, or you can just go into what's the thing's name? You can go um, into the tuner, into my tuner FM, or sorry, my tuner free. Sorry, my tuner free. Go on there, go look for Cape Fled Stories, or maybe go on to the Facebook page, www.capefledstories.co.za, and you just click on the play button, or you can just download the app. We are still busy uploading the app to those people on what's the thing's name, on Apple. So Apple will very soon have the app. But this morning, I just want to quickly talk about a few things, a few updates while I'm on the air, and I just thought I would pop in and get you guys to start using the app and downloading the app, so that we can in future, you don't have to. A lot of people don't have money. Data is a problem, and people can't view your lives. And for that reason, we have created the app and we've created the studio so that we can talk about things. But just an update yesterday about the gentleman at the funeral in Elsa's River that shot himself. Just my praise goes out to him and to his family. It's not something that that is nice. A lot of our police officers and our people in uniform, they go through a lot of stress. They go through a lot of issues and things, and we need to understand. Also, we need to remember that those guys and those women are, they are also human. They're also people just like myself and you. So to the people in blue, these good ones out there, these people in blue that's really working for the communities, we salute you guys. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. It's not always easy. With all the criticism going around, police not doing their jobs. I think we're sort of painting everybody with the same brush, and we need to sometimes say, but you know what? There's people out there that's really doing their best, and there's people out there fighting crime for the right reasons. And so yeah, I want to say to our policemen and our women and those people, even those people in the private security sector, the ADTs, those people that also, make themselves, their lives, available to us. um, you know, uh, we do pay a fee, but they're putting their life on the line for us. To those private security sectors, awesome stuff, man. The last few years, I've noticed how it has grown, how it has, how it has really improved. And I think because crime has really increased, not only in Cape Town but in the rest of South Africa. I think the people started taking their own initiatives. And then also, I want to say thank you to the CPF people, those neighborhood watchers, those people putting in the time. We have the perception, and many of us are wrong. Many of you are wrong. Neighborhood watch people are people just like myself and you as well, volunteering their time, putting in the time to look after our communities. And that's the people that you know give the time that they're going to spend with their family, giving it to the community. And some of them, there's neighborhood watchers that I see in the evenings, 11 o'clock till 1 o'clock, they patrol, and we salute you guys. There's even those that in the mornings, 3 o'clock till 6 o'clock, they patrol. And there's people that also have jobs, people that also have families. And I want to say thank you to our neighborhood watchers and those people putting their life at risk for not a penny, not a cent. And I think that is people that we can call true heroes. That's the people that we should look up to. Those people that want to see the community change. Crime has increased. I was just thinking this morning. So ek is baie lief vir ons mense. Ek is baie lief vir die Kaapse vlakte se mense, is my mense. I'm a Cape Flats citizen. I live on the Cape Flats. I've always lived on the Cape Flats. I will always be a Cape Flats boy. You can go wherever. You will always be a Cape Flats citizen. And this is my question to a young man. When we join gangs, when we take that number, when we take that, when we join a group of other youngsters or other men, we know what we're doing. And this was the first thing that I was taught many years ago. When your choices have consequences. So when you join, when you join these gangs, you are signing your death warrant. You are actually saying it's okay, it's fine. A gangster don't have a lifespan of 50, 60 years. You can die today. So remember, when you join these gangs, when you become a member of these gangs, sy is miskien kwaai. I look at these young men en hulle dink hulle is regtig kwaai, they stand there en hulle is nie bang vir jou nie en hulle wil jou vertel. And let me tell you something, young man. With your friends, you might feel important. You might feel that you have power. But once the rival gang catches you, you are alone. There's nobody to protect you. I'm sick and sad of seeing young men's brains. Hulle skiet nie meer vir jou in die hart of in die bene nie. Hulle skiet jou brein weg. And I think we need to paint this real portrait of gangsterism. And even the girls that are falling for these guys, it's always my fight. It's always when I'm going to talk about it. These girls are like, I love him, and he's a good guy. No. When you're a gang, there's things you have to do. You have to take out somebody. You have to kill somebody. Let's talk about that. Let's be a bit honest. Those people that you say they're okay, they are good people. They've done things that has hurt other people. They might have killed other people, and we need to stop this from spreading the gangsterism, because gangsterism is the slave system. It's part of the slave system that is keeping us colored people back from going forward in life. The gang system is keeping our young men from achieving their potential. I look at our young people, mooi jong manne, gesonde jong manne wat potentially die next Benny McCarthy kan gewees het, die next doctor kan gewees het. Young people that have the potential to become anything in their lives have lost their lives, and some of them lose their lives at the age of 15, 16 years old. 20, 21, they haven't even lived yet. So we need to condemn gangsterism, and we need to take a stand against gangsterism. But then also now we need to go back. So I am online. If you guys don't want to listen to me via Facebook, you can go onto the app. You can maybe catch me on. You can catch me on MyTuner free. On MyTuner, you can just search for Cape Flats Stories, and you will see I will be online. Or you can go onto Play Store, the Play Store, and download the app Cape Flats Stories app, and then we then we go and take the Cape Flats Stories app, and you can download it and press on play, or go onto our Facebook page, www.capeflatstories.co.za. So I'm going to talk for a few minutes still, and then I'm going to log off, and then you guys can catch me on the waves. But let me just read some of the comments before I continue. And there's some very valid. I wish colored people, Indians, and black people can come together and fight crime. Enough is enough. Kagiso, you are right. I think we need to fight crime irrespective of our color. I think we have allowed enough of people to divide us by our race and by how we look and what we eat and all those type of things. If it's a time where we must unite, is everybody, not as one. Us coloreds on this side, us blacks on that side, us Indians on that side, us whites on that side. We need to start a movement, and I always say this: we need to get to the point where we start working together, where we start keeping each other's wat ons mekaar se hande vashou, and we take the movement forward. We need to what I just spoke to a few young people now. They're in the studio, and I said to them, you know what? Yes, our people were removed forcefully from certain areas, but we can't also keep that. We need to heal, and we need to sort of fix our brothers on the Cape Flats. And the conversation was very deep, because you know what? It's colored men killing colored men. That is our biggest battle. Colored men killing colored men. So I'm gonna talk more on that now. I just want to read some of the comments. The world is dangerous out. Same happening in Uitdaging Eastern Cape. Really dangerous. Lena, that is right. It is dangerous. And then Ilana says, yeah, and what about us? Yes, we are us. Elsa, we need to change that. We are us. Us is us. What happened in the past, we can't unfortunately change that, but we need to realize we need to work together. We need to see the bigger picture. The bigger picture is I need the white people, I need the colored people, I need the black people, I need the Indian people to unite. And we can only do so if we forget about our differences. There's always going to be shortcomings. But we need to see how can we meet one another? Where are we going to meet one another? Because you see, politics are playing us up against each other. It has always been like that. Politics is one of the dangerous elements, things that is, been keeping our people from uniting. We had the Human Rights Commission, right, where they, where Desmond Tutu and those people sit, and then I said, okay, let's start this commission and let's forgive one another. But no forgiveness really took place. The forgiveness was only for the ANC comrades and to empower themselves. It wasn't, the forgiveness didn't happen with us as people. And I think we were the ones that were also part of the what has happened and the hurt and everything that has taken place. And I think it's time for us to start that journey of healing ourselves. We need to start living a life of, where we forgive. We forgive. We're not necessarily gonna forget. It's gonna be part of our history. It's always gonna be part of our history. What has happened in the past is always gonna be part of our history. But we need to look at, where do I meet you? How do I meet you? How do we take this road forward? Hoe vat ons die pad vorentoe tesame? Because we're now dwelling on the past, we're dwelling on what has happened in the past, and it doesn't necessarily happen to me. Yes, it has an effect on me. It has an effect on what has happened in my life. So, what happened in the past? My mother and my father were removed, blah, 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 blah. We all know that from their property and their family home, right? So, we had to start over. I had to start over. There was no generational wealth coming over from what was legally ours, right? So I had to work out. We have to work out. We can't make excuses. We can't wait for handouts. Some of us are waiting for handouts because, they took that from us. Now we need to wait and they need to give back to us. It unfortunately doesn't work like that for all of us. Some of us have to, when you get hurt in life, you get up and you forgive and you move on. And you try to fix your life. You try to live a life that is God fearing. You try to live a life that is, you know, you grow spiritual. I'm on a spiritual journey. And I don't belong to a church. I don't belong to, those type of things. I belong to God. Yes, I will go pop into a church from time to time. I will go to the mosque with my friends from time to time. I'm not a religious person. I try to be spiritual. Because I think we are missing the boat. We're putting too much emphasis on religious leaders when we become religious. But very few religious leaders are spiritual. Very few politicians are spiritual. And that's where we're losing the battle. Because when you are spiritual, you have a connection with the Creator. So that is the thing that we need to look at, how do we move forward? I just want to read some of the other comments here quickly. So true. We stand together and forget the skin color. We got the same blood in our veins. Lena, we do have the same blood. Um, we need to look at, the history is going to keep us back. The history is always going to keep us back. But the future of our kids playing together, the future of our kids sharing what they can to make this a better country. I think it's going to take a lot of work. A lot of work is going to have to go into, fixing our country, fixing us. We come from an era where there was hurt in the past. There's currently hurt as well. But I think, you know what? We need to normalize the fact that we don't have to live in hurt. We don't have to fear or to kill one another in this country. We can live alongside each other. We need to look at the bigger picture, and that is unity. We can't bring in We can't fix, what is broken, what has been broken, but we can rebuild what we want as a country. I necessarily don't want to fix the old apartheid system. I necessarily don't want to fix this current system. I want to build a new system, a system where we all are equal. I think we need to talk about being equal. That is one of the biggest things. Being equal means that when I go to the shop, there's no when I go stand in a queue, they're not gonna treat you better than me. When I go for a bond, they're not gonna give you privilege. Like we still need to know this. There's banks that are charging you interest on your color. They're charging you interest on your color, and that's something that we're gonna have to talk about. I'm a colored guy because a high risk. I get asked a lot more interest, and that is keeping my people back. Whenever I go for a loan, my interest is always higher. With the next person of a different color, they get a lower rate, and that is the things that we need to fix. We need to fix things like that where we all are treated equal, not according to our skin color and where we live. Your insurance is necessarily high because you live in Mitchells Plain or in Delft, because where you live in your color. That's things we need to fix. It's things that we need, but also we need to fix our communities. So yeah, the government want us to kill each other because it will stop us killing them. I think that is true, Morgan. I think we we need to we need to start with the mentality of standing together. We need to start with the mentality of accepting one another. I spoke to this young man earlier on, like I said, and I said to them, you know what? Our biggest problem is you have gang rivals in Manenberg or Delft or wherever, killing other gang rivals, in other areas. But what we don't really know is we're killing our own brothers, we're killing our own sisters. Many of us were removed forcefully from, let's say, from Constantia. And some of us were put in Ocean View, not Ocean View, in Levendale, in Seawinds, Pargood, in Ottery, in Lotus River. So we actually come from the same background. We actually from the same tribe, to put it like this. Ons is van die Constantia tribe. But we're killing one another. If you just look at it, we're killing one another because sy bly in die Manenberg en ek bly in die I'm in the Levendale en ek is part van die gang, sy is part van die gang, and we're killing one another. We're actually killing our own family members. That is the biggest thing that has happened. Just to take a bit of a curveball, when they removed us, when they placed us in different areas, they actually they broke up family members, family units. That's why the family unit is so dysfunctional on the Cape Flats. It's part of what has happened in the past, and even before that as well. In the slavery times, they have the biggest things that this government wanted to do was to destroy us and the family ties, because they know when families stand together, you can't actually break them, because now you have a family living in the Nova Park, a family living in Manenberg, wherever, and they stand together and they have the same beliefs and they stand together and help one another. And once you break that ties, we don't communicate with one another as family anymore, then we are powerless. And I think that is the thing we also, as people from the Cape Flats, need to work on. We need to work on fixing our family relationships. That's the biggest thing, is family relationships. Auntie Tima praat nie meer met Auntie Sari nie. Auntie Sari is kwaad. Hulle is kwaad vir mekaar vir die laaste 20 jaar. Hulle kinders kan nie met mekaar speel nie, maar Auntie Sari en Auntie Tima is niggies. Auntie Marai en Auntie Welde is sisters. But hulle kinders praat nie met mekaar nie. That is one of the ugliest things on the Cape Flats. And I know it happens in other communities as well, but it's very big in our community. As ek kwaad is vir jou, as ek kwaad vir jou wat die res van my lewe. And I think that is the things that we need to fix. It's things like that. We spoke about it yesterday here in the studio, myself and Sandy, and we said, you know what? If we're going to fix things, we need to fix the house first. The way we treat each other in the house. And once we figured that out, we need to figure out how are we going to treat the other race, the black people, the colored people, the Indian people. And I think respect starts at home. So yeah, that is me for now. I will be back tonight again. I'm going to switch off now on Facebook. You guys can tune in on Cape Flats Stories. Ek gaan nou raai lees, kyk hierso. Go onto the app, go onto the Cape Fled Stories app, download it, play some play. I'll be in the studio, play a little bit of music still. Or get me on MyTuner, free MyTuner, and then you go to Cape Fled Stories. And once you look there for Cape Fled Stories, just click on play button and you'll hear me. And or go onto the Cape Fled Stories website, www.capefledstories.co.za, and click on the play button. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's continue this conversation on Cape Fled Stories radio. I'll be here till 1 o'clock. Listen to some lekker music. Ek speel, aside from baie praat, speel ek kwai music ook, né? So yeah, join me. And let's have a blessed Sunday, all of you guys. Tonight I will have two friends of mine in the studio. You don't want to miss tonight's conversation. 7 o'clock. I've got there's two guys, two Cape Town dads. They have their own page, and one of them are a friend of mine. His name is Cheslin. Now, Cheslin is baie komiek. Like, you have to tune in tonight. Cheslin praat baie en hy laat jou lag. So you will be with me in the studio tonight at 7 o'clock. And yeah, we're going to be live. You guys are welcome to ask questions. We're going to talk about a bit of trauma. We all have been through trauma. And please do tune in to our Facebook page. It will be live, and I'll probably see it later on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just read quickly here before I go. But why people are treating Cape Flats as pit of hell? Why don't they work to make it safe and better racism should end? Liana says here, the government is the biggest problem. The government, the country all worry about people in South Africa. Why are their pockets are full? That is true. They have been looking after themselves financially. That is not a secret. They have been looking after themselves. And you know what? We are paying that interest back. Everything is so much more expensive in this country. Everything is so much more. You can't afford even to live on the Cape Flats anymore. Do you know it has become so expensive to live in Cape Town and the rest of South Africa? And I think the cost of living is ridiculous. And the biggest thing is that I always say we are one of the richest countries in this world. But I think we are blinded by greed and incompetence. This country can turn around in 1 year. This whole country can turn around and we can change this country. We just need competent leadership. And we just need people that, understand what life is about. Those people in parliament, they are not for the people anymore. Once, you must remember, working in parliament, being a member of parliament, joining politics and being accepted into politics, the moment you get into a position, you get a good salary. You get a good salary. It's like goeie geld. And I don't care about you anymore when I'm in parliament. I'm now focused on, myself, enriching my family, growing my bank balance. And that is the problem that we have, is that the money thing in politics is what people are after. They're not chasing to help people. There's another incident. If you read the news, I don't know how true it is, but they say you're guilty until proven. Another ward councillor. There's quite a few of these guys that's involved with things that that symbolizes or that supports gender-based violence. I don't know how do they select these people into parliament. How do they do like, when I go for an interview, they want references, they check up on me. I'll take the qualifications, that's the first thing. Can you do the job? And then you do psychometric test, right? I'll take of your mind reges. But with politicians, do they do a check on these guys, on these women? Do they make sure that these people are qualified to do what it is that they want to do? I mean, the LGE, the local government elections, was actually a good sign of, anybody could become a ward councillor. But my question is this: it's not about being popular. It's not about being, a ward councillor. Can they do the job? I will never run for a ward councillor. I don't want to be there, because a ward councillor takes a lot of your time. You're going to have to be busy. You're going to have to deal with the people. And you can't just switch off your phone. You need to be available to these people 24/7. And I understand that you have your family time there as well. But when you sign up for this job as a ward councillor, as a politician, it's important for you to make sure that you deliver. We don't deliver. We don't always deliver, and that's one of the problems that we have. But ladies and gentlemen, catch me on the waves. I will be now going live. I am live on Radio Cape Flats Stories. You can get me on the Facebook. Sorry, you can get me on the Play Store app. Download Cape Flats Stories, the app, or you can get me on my tuner. Look for Cape Flats Stories. Click on the play button, or go onto our website www.capeflatstories.co.za and click on the play button as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be live later on at 8 o'clock. 7 o'clock, apologies, 7 o'clock. Two friends will join me. Ons gaan lekker praat, lekker gay maak en lekker aangaan. And there will be a serious moments in it as well. So you guys that know Cheslin, Life of Two Cape Town Dads, get me for tonight on Cape Flats Stories at 7 o'clock. Cheers, guys.